Hello everyone, I'm back with another emergency services related MOC, and this is my first aircraft MOC. In fact, this is meant to be a Medevac Air Ambulance Helicopter, so let's jump in and check this out. So here it is, my Medevac helicopter. I live in Canada, and we have many agencies across the country that use these air ambulances, and the color schemes and the model of helicopter do all tend to differ, but there is one agency particularly out in Alberta, and I think there's another one maybe in Manitoba. In any case, they're using this model of helicopter, and they also share a similar color scheme, which is red and black. And I thought that color scheme really worked out. And not to be confused with a fire department helicopter. This is more medical and paramedic related. So these helicopters are typically used to transport patients to and from healthcare facilities, just for anyone who may not be aware. It's particularly when other modes of transportation may not be feasible given the urgency of the situation. So that's probably where they call in one of these. And this build itself, I took a lot of inspiration from an Airbus H-145 helicopter. I just really liked the look of it. So as we're just sort of looking at it here, you can see on the side I do have sliding doors that open, and of course it's like that for both sides. You can open up the sliding doors. You can see I have one crew member inside, and then naturally in the front here we have we do have a pilot who's all set up. And then right at the back of the helicopter, right back here, this is where the patient gets loaded in. Now I'm not 100% happy with the doors back here. Normally they're supposed to be clamshell doors, so they're a little bit more rounded, but this is the best I could do for now. But I mean, in the future I might try to explore it again. So what happens is we'll load our patient just from the racetrack. Looks a little bit unhappy, but he'll be okay once he gets the proper medical care. And we load them in the back of the helicopter, and we just close it up, and now our patient is, can't really see too well, but he's inside the helicopter ready to be transferred to the medical facility. And then here's my pilot here, and yeah, he looks all right. He's got his controls. I put two of these what they're meant to be sort of flight control sticks, but I guess I could have just put one. And then again, right behind him I have basically another paramedic in there who's just sort of caring for the patient during transport. So yeah, that's that. The helicopter itself uses a lot of unconventional building techniques, a lot of sideways building, and I did get stuck at one point trying to figure out the cockpit area, because I did want to have a bit of a bubble cockpit, but it's difficult sometimes to find the right windscreens to use. And in fact, I had to bounce some ideas around with a few friends, and fortunately they were sort of able to help me find the right windscreen to use, and I'm grateful for that. And yeah, the helicopter itself, I think, came out pretty decent. I think we'll just take the rotors off for a moment, just so you can sort of see the general shape of the helicopter. It's yeah, I tried to get these shapes as close as I could to what the actual helicopter looked like. Like I said, I took a lot of inspiration from an Airbus H145 helicopter, and this, although I can't officially call this an Airbus H145 helicopter, it took a lot of inspiration from it, and overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And then you can see sort of here in the back we've got we have the tail rotor that's all enclosed, and of course you've got the sort of got the exhaust on the sides there, and it's got a very sleek looking roof. So, but and then for the cockpit here, just this one sticker, I just sort of use that sticker to sort of just give the impression that it's you know, a double-sided window, just to sort of separate it a little bit. And that sticker is actually just left over from a sticker sheet, so I borrowed it, and fortunately it worked out. So back to the doors though, these sliding doors. So this is sort of a different building technique for these sliding doors. As you can sort of see inside the helicopter here, you can sort of see there's a bar, right? I used a Lego bar with a Technic pin on each side, and it just sits inside this this piece here, which is a basically like a window frame. And then you know, I used this brick here with the single stud, and that's what creates this sliding door effect. That's all it is. Now I do have a piece down here, it's a panel piece to sort of support it, but ultimately it's not necessary because it slides open and close just fine without having to use that support piece. So get back in focus here, there we go. And yeah, just I'm pretty pleased. This is my first aircraft build. Oh, and right back here, these small wings, those are sort of Ninjago sword pieces in red color, which really worked out. And the tail end here is used with, it's made with Technic parts, so so that worked out as well. And then in the front here it was tough because I couldn't really close in the cockpit very well, but unfortunately this is as close as I can get. But this isn't really meant to be a door, but you know, it does open up. It's just it was just the right pieces to use in order to get the shape of everything I wanted and to increase my window space here. That's yeah, so that's my Medevac helicopter. So there's my flight crew, my pilot, and my other medic who sits in the back with the patient, and you can see it's a good scale. I tried to get it as close as I could to something that would work within scale of these minifigures here, and I don't know if I can compare it to the Coast Guard helicopter. Obviously that helicopter was a lot larger than this one was, but in fact I have that one. I'm going to see if I can compare the two. Alright, so there's the Coast Guard helicopter next to my helicopter. Obviously the one for the Coast Guard was definitely meant to be a larger helicopter, maybe modeled after a Jayhawk or some kind of a Black Hawk helicopter. But even if that's the case, it still seems to be the right scale. and I'm pretty pleased with how this came out. All right, so that wraps up the look at my air ambulance helicopter. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed having a look at this. And I'll be back soon with more content and more city-related content as well. I know lately there's been a lot of fire and emergency services, but I'll have a few other things that I'm going to be showcasing. So be sure to subscribe. Go ahead, leave me a comment. Let me know if you like this build. And I'll talk to you again real soon.